The shamanic star of the fascist singer Dronov is fading. Concerts have to be cancelled. In Nizhny Tagil, the overwhelming majority of tickets were never sold, and in Yekaterinburg too. Perhaps Dronov's audience is already listening to Kobzon, although it is possible that they are already tired of Putin's Nazi salutes and dream of ending the era of special roasting. Anxiety and calmness show the same value in the cave, 47-47, although some Z jackals are already growling at Putin, hinting that it is time for the leader to leave before he is strangled by an excess of feelings. In response, Putin signed a decree on expanding the meat ranks to 1.5 million carcasses. True, it is not clear what he is going to arm his terrible army with, besides panties. On the other hand, why arm? Kobzon will caress everyone, although the armed forces of Ukraine are also not asleep, delivering their blows to the cave. In Toropets, the Kapets did not sneak up, but flew. The 107th Arsenal gave the last salute after meeting with drones, although, judging by the characteristic sound, it was a Ukrainian Neptune missile or something similar. In the Kursk direction, the Russians drove up to 40,000 boys in panties. Putin demands to clear the region by the beginning of October, but it is not possible to oust the armed forces of Ukraine. Zelensky announced that the plan to force Russia to peace is ready, and he is ready to officially present it to Biden at a meeting that will take place on September 26. Separate meetings are planned with Trump and Harris. Comprehensive coercion will include both force through missile strikes deep into the warlike cave, and economic pressure, with the zeroing of Putin's shadow fleet that pirates oil, and the extension of sanctions to subsidiaries of European companies that supply dual-use goods through China to Russia. And not only through China. And this is far from a complete list of the necessary actions to roll up the cave manually. In response, the Kremlin came up with the idea of taking 40% of the value of companies leaving Russia into the budget. The guys are not rusty, they will squeeze out everything they can. Ideally, a complete embargo should be introduced against the gang, but the schemers took care to build paths and trails to bypass the toughest sanctions. So it will not be possible to quickly roll out the cave, no matter how much they would like to. The surest way is to eliminate Putin and the top of the gang. But so far it is unattainable. After all, Putin is not bin Laden, his intelligence and security operate at the highest technical level, which allows him to scurry around the alleys with impunity. And in the center of the backyard, they are already happily shooting. Kadyrov, upset by the disconnection of the Tesla, schematically imported from the software, harnessed himself to the process of dividing up the Wildberries marketplace, as a result of which a shootout occurred near the main office in Moscow. This is how the divorce of the Bakalchuk couple, who had a falling out over their company, was celebrated. And a couple of corpses is just the beginning. There will soon be a lot of them, especially when the boys in their underwear who had been shot had returned to their native fenced-in neighborhood. One of the most striking events of the week was Israel's special operation against Hezbollah terrorists, with the explosions of pages and other electronic devices in Lebanon. The results of the pager uprising for Hezbollah are disappointing: 879 killed. Almost 1,000 militants were completely or partially blinded. 600 have serious injuries. 1,700 have damaged reproductive organs, and another 900 have irreparable injuries. Israel did not stop there and struck 100 Hezbollah missile launchers that were already ready to launch missiles. It is worth noting that the Kremlin has already started screaming about Israel's terrorist methods, terrorizing innocent Nasrallah. The compassionate Guterres was usually concerned about the suffering of the militants. Incidentally, the level of increased radiation on the border with Norway did not bother him. But the commander-in-chief of the Russian Navy, Admiral Moiseyev, smartly declared the fleet's readiness for a nuclear war. And the closer the moment of defeat, the higher the degree of blackmail. In response to the European Parliament's call to allow Ukraine to strike deep into Russia with Western long-range weapons, State Duma Speaker Volodin recalled the time it took Russian missiles to reach Strasbourg. But he forgot that regimes in Russia collapse even faster. They disappear in an instant. leaving behind only one question in the eyes of historians: what the hell was that?
Было.